Hi Lions, Tracey here with an Easter story wreath craft to work with today. This is a craft that you can do at any point in time through the Easter season because it covers all of the different aspects of the Easter story and what happens after that. The 3 worksheets that we're going to be using came from weelittlemiracles.com. We have put them on our website in the Lions Resource Hub, so you can look for them there. We have 7 steps to the story with the Bible verses, and we have 2 pages with images of symbols pertaining to the story. So we have those there. So the first thing I'm going to do after you get them printed out, you're going to want to add some color to these. So I'm just going to start to work on adding some color. Okay, I have added some color to the 7 Bible verses, which are shaped like Easter eggs, and to the other symbols that we have here. And you can see just whatever colors appeal to you, and however you want to do it is fine. And once you've completed coloring them, then we're going to cut each one out. When you get your symbols cut out, you are going to want to get the backing ready. So we've got all our symbols and our verses here. And for the backing that actually makes the wreath, you can use a piece of heavy construction paper or Bristol board, anything that's got a little bit of weight to it. And what I did is I put a large dinner plate upside down and traced around, and then used a smaller plate on the inside to make my wreath shape. This is about 12 inches across. And I just snipped the edge in order to get in and cut the circle out. So what we're going to do first is close that gap. You don't need to worry about the tape, it won't be visible later. Now what we're going to do is start assembling our wreath. So we want to tell the story in order, and the first major piece of the Easter story comes with Palm Sunday. So if we look through our verses, you will see that they each have different headings. And this one, if you look through them, you have to find one that describes Jesus riding into Jerusalem. So here's Jesus enters Jerusalem. So now I'm going to put that just to sort of 1 o'clock, if this was a clock, just about 1 o'clock. And then we can fasten that on, just with tape or a glue stick. The nice thing about using tape is if you want to reposition these a little bit later, they're easier to remove. And then we want to look for the symbols that represent Palm Sunday out of the ones that we colored and cut out. So we have a number of different symbols here, and in looking at what we have, you can use your own Bibles at home, or you can search online, or look at the Spark Story Bible if you have one, to find the symbols that would go with this particular story. So I'll give you a hint. Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, and people waved palm branches. So there are the 2 symbols for Palm Sunday. So I'm just going to use some tape to fasten those on in a way that looks good to me, and then we'll move on to the next piece. The next piece is, what was the next step out of the pieces we have? We have a number of different things. I think probably the Last Supper, when Jesus took the bread and the wine and blessed it, and we remember that in communion every week. So if we're talking about bread and wine, we have a loaf of bread and some wine. So you can tape these on in the way that you like, and you can overlap them. In fact, you'll probably need to in order to fit them all in. After the Last Supper, Jesus went to the garden to pray in Gethsemane. And so we have Jesus prays at Gethsemane. So we're going to put that further down here. And out of the symbols that we have a pair of praying hands. So we'll put those together. And I'm going to leave the last 4 to you to figure out. So you're going to continue building your wreath all the way around. And the top part, the last part, will be 2 symbols overlapping together. the flames and the dove. So I'll let you figure this piece out, but don't worry, I'm going to show you a finished one. So if you get confused, you'll have that one to look at. Okay, so here we are with the completed wreath. We've got all of our symbols on here, telling the story in order, all the way around clockwise. So all the way around this way. And I've added a couple of things just to give it some more interest. I have done a couple of spring flowers, and I just want to show you how to do that. If you have the room on your wreath and you want to add a little bit of a spring pop to it, you can start off with a little circle of heavier paper. So I'll just make a circle. Just a freestyle one is fine. Whatever size you would like your flower to be. We're going to use our glue stick this time to get some glue on the front. Make sure you get the edges. Now you're going to take a pencil, the end, flat end of a pencil, and I've cut out little squares of, this is gift tissue from like a gift bag, so the really thin tissue paper. And you're going to just place the flat end of the pencil into the middle of the piece of tissue paper, the little square, and then you're just going to twist it. Twist the pencil and twist the paper so it's nice and tight on the edge of your pencil like that. And then we're going to use that to stick this bit of paper onto your green piece. And you just continue on with whatever colors you want to use, filling in that little circle that you made until the petals, as they are, look pleasing to you. The reason I'm putting this on a separate piece of paper before I glue it onto my wreath is so that if I'm not happy with the placement of it, I can pick it up and move it without having to pull a bunch of tissue paper off the wreath itself. So this makes them a little more portable. Now I can put some glue on the bottom of this and position it where I would like it on my wreath. The other thing I've added is, in keeping with the story of Jesus entering Jerusalem, people not only waved palms, but they also put their cloaks and coats along the dusty road to make a clean and beautiful path for Jesus and the donkey to walk on when he came into the city. So I took a little bit of the tissue gift wrap material and kind of made a rectangle. And if you're really into it, you can trim some sleeves into this and just make a little coat. And then you can use your glue stick to glue it into position underneath the donkey's hooves. So you can see I've done that here with this pink one, just to add a little more detail. So there you have it. In order to hang it, you can take a loop of gift ribbon or string and just tape it, loop it and tape it a couple of times to the back of your wreath so that you can hang it. And if you want to hang it on a doorknob or something, just make sure your loop is a little bit bigger. So that is our Easter story wreath. I hope you'll enjoy making it. There's certainly enough coloring and cutting and pasting for the family to make it together, or if you want to, you can make it for yourself and hang it wherever you like. And as usual, I hope I get to see your work. So if you complete one, I would love to have a picture so I can put it on our Facebook page for the church. Happy cutting and pasting.